Chapter 1. The Power of Mornings. Mornings are not just the start of a day, they are the foundation of your life. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. It is during these early hours that your mind is fresh, your body is rested, and the possibilities of the day are still untouched, waiting for your command. Imagine your day as a blank canvas. The first few strokes, the way you wake, move, think, and act will determine the colors, patterns, and overall masterpiece of your day. A morning started with energy, positivity, and intention leads to a day that feels productive, fulfilling, and aligned. On the other hand, a morning spent rushed, distracted, or reactive can leave you struggling to regain control, spending hours merely catching up, feeling tired, frustrated, and behind. Think about it. How many times have you woken up late, rushed through your morning routine, skipped breakfast, and jumped straight into work or school, only to feel chaotic and unproductive for the rest of the day? That is the power, or rather the cost, of unstructured mornings. When you neglect the first hours of your day, you are handing control over to distractions, stress, and reactive behavior. But when you take charge, mornings can become the most empowering and transformative part of your life. High achievers, from world-class athletes to successful entrepreneurs, understand this intuitively. They do not leave their mornings to chance. They know that while most people are still in bed, snoozing or scrolling through social media, the early risers are already creating the life they desire. Studies have shown that people who wake up early consistently tend to be more proactive, less stressed, and more successful in achieving their goals. Why? Because they use the quiet hours of the morning to plan, reflect, and act before the noise of the world begins. Let us visualize this for a moment. Imagine two people waking up at the same time. One person reaches for their phone, checks notifications, and immediately responds to emails or messages. Their mind is instantly pulled in multiple directions, reacting to other people's priorities. By mid-morning, they feel overwhelmed, distracted, and exhausted before they have even accomplished anything meaningful. The other person wakes up at the same time but spends the first 30 minutes in calm reflection. They meditate, set intentions, and review their goals. They exercise lightly, take a nutritious breakfast, and plan their day. By mid-morning, they have already accomplished critical tasks, feel energized, and are in full control of their focus and energy. This is the difference that mornings can make, the difference between reacting to life and creating it. Mornings are a unique opportunity for personal growth. During these hours, your mind is least cluttered, your energy is highest, and your willpower is strongest. This is why successful people often dedicate their early mornings to activities that enhance their mind, body, and spirit. Some read inspirational books or listen to motivational podcasts. Some journal their thoughts, dreams, and priorities. Others engage in physical exercise to energize the body and release endorphins that naturally boost mood and focus. By committing to these morning rituals consistently, they create momentum that carries through the day. The science behind the power of mornings also supports this. Cortisol, the hormone responsible for alertness, naturally peaks shortly after waking. This means that your mind is biologically primed for focus, learning, and productivity. The choices you make in the first hour after waking leverage this natural hormonal boost. Ignoring it is like leaving a gift unopened, a gift of clarity, energy, and opportunity. Consider the stories of some of the world's most successful individuals. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wakes up at 3:45 a.m. every day to get a head start on his work. Michelle Obama used mornings to exercise and reflect before the demands of the White House consumed her day. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, rises early to exercise, enjoy breakfast with family, and tackle his most important tasks before the day begins. These individuals are not exceptional because they have more hours in a day. They are exceptional because they maximize the hours they have, starting with the most powerful hour, the morning. But let us be honest, waking up early and creating a powerful morning routine is not always easy. It requires discipline, consistency, and a mindset shift. Many of us are conditioned to prioritize sleep, entertainment, or procrastination over productivity. Many of us hit the snooze button multiple times, convincing ourselves that 5 minutes won't matter. Yet those 5 minutes become 50, 50 minutes become an hour, and soon the day is slipping away before it even begins. Every time you choose the snooze button over intentional action, you are choosing inertia over momentum, reaction over creation. To harness the power of mornings, start with small, consistent steps. Waking up at a consistent time each day, even if it's just 30 minutes earlier than usual, sets a rhythm for your body and mind. Avoid hitting the snooze button. It steals your momentum. Begin your day with quiet reflection or meditation. Even 10 to 15 minutes is enough to center your mind, calm your thoughts, and focus on what truly matters. This practice grounds you, creating a foundation of clarity and intention for the day ahead. Morning routines can also include journaling. Writing down your thoughts, goals, and priorities is a powerful way to clarify your mind and commit to action. Reflect on the previous day, what went well, what could improve, and what you want to achieve today. This simple act of reflection transforms mornings from passive waking into active preparation. You are no longer a passenger in your life, you are the driver. Exercise is another critical component of a powerful morning. Moving your body not only energizes you, but also boosts mental clarity. Physical activity releases dopamine and endorphins, chemicals that enhance mood, focus, and motivation. Even a short 20-minute walk, stretching session, or set of exercises at home can create a ripple effect of energy that lasts throughout the day. Many top performers swear by their morning workout because they know the mental and physical benefits compound over time. Nutrition also plays a crucial role. Breakfast is not just a meal, it's fuel for your body and brain. Consuming a balanced breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates ensures sustained energy and sharp focus. Skipping breakfast or consuming sugary, processed foods may give a temporary boost, but it leads to crashes in energy, mood, and productivity later. Treat your morning meal as an investment in your day, a way to nourish your body so it can support your ambitions. Perhaps most importantly, mornings are a time for intention and planning. Before the day's demands take over, decide what matters most. Identify your top 3 priorities for the day, tasks that will move you closer to your goals. By focusing on a few critical actions rather than reacting to endless notifications, emails, and distractions, you take control of your life instead of life controlling you. This prioritization is a hallmark of high achievers. They recognize that not everything is urgent, but the most important things are always worth protecting. Even if you start small, the cumulative effect of intentional mornings is extraordinary. Imagine waking up with purpose every day, for a year. Each morning you meditate, exercise, plan, and focus on your goals. Over 365 days, this consistency compounds into massive growth, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You will notice increased confidence, better decision-making, higher productivity, and a stronger sense of fulfillment. Mornings become more than a routine. They become a lifestyle, a statement that you value your time, energy, and potential. In conclusion, mornings are not just hours on a clock. They are the gateway to a better life. They are the foundation upon which your successes, achievements, and happiness are built. High achievers understand that the first hours of the day are sacred and intentional. You too can harness this power by committing to consistent wake-up times, avoiding distractions, reflecting in quiet, nourishing your body, moving your muscles, and focusing on priorities. Remember, every morning is a fresh start, an opportunity to create momentum and a chance to take control of your life. By valuing and mastering your mornings, you do more than change your day. You change your life. Actionable steps recap. 1. Wake up at a consistent time daily. 2. Avoid hitting snooze, it steals your momentum. 3. Spend 10 to 15 minutes in quiet reflection, meditation, or visualization. 4. Journal your thoughts, intentions, and goals. 5. Move your body, stretch, walk, or exercise. 6. Eat a nutritious breakfast to fuel your energy. 7. Identify and focus on your top 3 priorities for the day. Start today. Begin tomorrow morning with purpose and intention. With every sunrise, remember, how you start shapes how you succeed. Chapter 2. The Discipline of Focus. In a world full of distractions, focus has become a rare and powerful skill. We live in an age where attention is constantly under attack, from notifications, social media, emails, and endless entertainment. The modern world rewards speed, but true success still belongs to those who master focus. The discipline of focus is not about doing more. It is about doing what truly matters with undivided attention. Every day, you are presented with hundreds of choices, what to read, watch, listen to, or respond to. But here's the truth. You cannot give your energy to everything and expect excellence. Focus requires sacrifice. It means saying no to the unnecessary so you can say yes to the essential. People who achieve greatness in life are not necessarily more talented, they are more focused. They direct their time, energy, and attention toward meaningful goals instead of scattering them across trivial distractions. Imagine your attention as a beam of light. When it is diffused, it illuminates everything but burns nothing. When it is concentrated, it becomes a laser, powerful enough to cut through steel. That is what focus does. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Why focus matters? Scientific studies show that the average person is distracted every 8 minutes, and it takes about 20 minutes to regain full concentration after each interruption. That means if you are not careful, you could spend most of your day in recovery mode, constantly starting, stopping, and restarting tasks. This mental switching drains your energy and lowers productivity. Focus is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The less you use it, the weaker it grows. Every time you give in to a distraction, you are reinforcing the habit of losing focus. But every time you resist, you strengthen your ability to concentrate. Over time, focused individuals outperform distracted ones, not because they work harder, but because they work smarter. The enemies of focus. The first enemy of focus is multitasking. Many people believe multitasking makes them more efficient, but in reality, it divides attention and reduces performance. Studies from Stanford University reveal that heavy multitaskers are more easily distracted and less effective at filtering out irrelevant information. Doing multiple things at once is not a sign of productivity, it is a sign of scattered attention. The second enemy of focus is digital distraction. Our phones, while powerful tools, are designed to keep us hooked. Every notification, buzz, or ping is a small interruption that steals your mental energy. Each time you check your phone just for a second, you pay a heavy price: your focus, your time, and your flow. The third enemy is lack of clarity. When you do not know what truly matters, everything feels urgent. Clarity is the foundation of focus. When your goals are clear, your attention naturally aligns with your purpose. Without clarity, even small distractions can derail your day. The power of deep work. Author Cal Newport introduced the concept of deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. Deep work produces high-quality results in less time and brings a deep sense of satisfaction. In contrast, shallow work, like checking messages, scrolling feeds, or replying to unimportant emails, keeps you busy but not productive. To practice deep work, set aside uninterrupted blocks of time for your most important tasks. Eliminate all distractions. Put your phone away, close unnecessary tabs, and create a quiet workspace. At first, it will feel challenging because your brain craves stimulation, but as you train your focus muscle, you will begin to experience flow, a state where you are fully immersed, creative, and efficient. The role of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just meditation, it is awareness. It is the practice of being fully present in what you are doing, whether that's working, eating, walking, or listening. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. This simple act of returning your attention strengthens focus over time. Many high-performing professionals use mindfulness to reduce stress and increase clarity. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing each morning can reset your mental state and sharpen your attention for the day ahead. Real-world examples. Steve Jobs was known for his obsessive focus. He famously said, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." Steve would concentrate intensely on one product or project at a time, refusing to split attention. Similarly, Warren Buffett attributes much of his success to focus. When asked for the secret to success, he replied, "Say no to almost everything." Focus is not about working more hours. It's about working with full presence during the hours you already have. 10 minutes of pure focus can outperform an hour of distraction-filled effort. How to strengthen your focus? Set clear priorities. Start your day by identifying your top 3 tasks. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would it be? This simple question brings clarity. Eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and use website blockers if necessary. Protect your environment from interruptions. Work in time blocks. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method. Focus intensely for 25 to 50 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Create a focus ritual. Start each session with a short routine like deep breathing, stretching, or repeating a focus mantra to train your brain to enter work mode. Rest your mind. Just as muscles need recovery, your mind needs rest. Take short breaks, go for a walk, or spend time in nature.
Practice mindfulness daily. Spend a few minutes each day simply observing your breath or surroundings. This builds mental awareness and reduces wandering thoughts. Say no more often. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your dreams. Be intentional about how you spend your attention. Actionable steps recap. Define your top 3 priorities daily. Eliminate or limit distractions, especially digital ones. Protect your environment from interruptions. Work in time blocks. Train mindfulness through simple breathing exercises. Take mindful breaks to recharge your focus. Learn to say no to protect your mental space. Final thought: focus is not something you find, it is something you build. It requires daily practice, discipline, and intention. When you master the discipline of focus, you take control of your time, your energy, and your results. In a distracted world, focus is a superpower, and it belongs to those who are willing to train it.
Chapter 2. The Discipline of Focus. In a world full of distractions, focus has become a rare and powerful skill. We live in an age where attention is constantly under attack, from notifications, social media, emails, and endless entertainment. The modern world rewards speed, but true success still belongs to those who master focus. The discipline of focus is not about doing more. It is about doing what truly matters with undivided attention. Every day, you are presented with hundreds of choices, what to read, watch, listen to, or respond to. But here's the truth. You cannot give your energy to everything and expect excellence. Focus requires sacrifice. It means saying no to the unnecessary so you can say yes to the essential. People who achieve greatness in life are not necessarily more talented, they are more focused. They direct their time, energy, and attention toward meaningful goals instead of scattering them across trivial distractions. Imagine your attention as a beam of light. When it is diffused, it illuminates everything but burns nothing. When it is concentrated, it becomes a laser, powerful enough to cut through steel. That is what focus does. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Why focus matters? Scientific studies show that the average person is distracted every 8 minutes, and it takes about 20 minutes to regain full concentration after each interruption. That means if you are not careful, you could spend most of your day in recovery mode, constantly starting, stopping, and restarting tasks. This mental switching drains your energy and lowers productivity. Focus is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The less you use it, the weaker it grows. Every time you give in to a distraction, you are reinforcing the habit of losing focus. But every time you resist, you strengthen your ability to concentrate. Over time, focused individuals outperform distracted ones, not because they work harder, but because they work smarter. The enemies of focus. The first enemy of focus is multitasking. Many people believe multitasking makes them more efficient, but in reality, it divides attention and reduces performance. Studies from Stanford University reveal that heavy multitaskers are more easily distracted and less effective at filtering out irrelevant information. Doing multiple things at once is not a sign of productivity, it is a sign of scattered attention. The second enemy of focus is digital distraction. Our phones, while powerful tools, are designed to keep us hooked. Every notification, buzz, or ping is a small interruption that steals your mental energy. Each time you check your phone just for a second, you pay a heavy price: your focus, your time, and your flow. The third enemy is lack of clarity. When you do not know what truly matters, everything feels urgent. Clarity is the foundation of focus. When your goals are clear, your attention naturally aligns with your purpose. Without clarity, even small distractions can derail your day. The power of deep work. Author Cal Newport introduced the concept of deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. Deep work produces high-quality results in less time and brings a deep sense of satisfaction. In contrast, shallow work, like checking messages, scrolling feeds, or replying to unimportant emails, keeps you busy but not productive. To practice deep work, set aside uninterrupted blocks of time for your most important tasks. Eliminate all distractions. Put your phone away, close unnecessary tabs, and create a quiet workspace. At first, it will feel challenging because your brain craves stimulation, but as you train your focus muscle, you will begin to experience flow, a state where you are fully immersed, creative, and efficient. The role of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just meditation, it is awareness. It is the practice of being fully present in what you are doing, whether that's working, eating, walking, or listening. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. This simple act of returning your attention strengthens focus over time. Many high-performing professionals use mindfulness to reduce stress and increase clarity.
Even 5 minutes of focused breathing each morning can reset your mental state and sharpen your attention for the day ahead. Real-world examples. Steve Jobs was known for his obsessive focus. He famously said, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." Steve would concentrate intensely on one product or project at a time, refusing to split attention. Similarly, Warren Buffett attributes much of his success to focus. When asked for the secret to success, he replied, "Say no to almost everything." Focus is not about working more hours. It's about working with full presence during the hours you already have. 10 minutes of pure focus can outperform an hour of distraction-filled effort. How to strengthen your focus? Set clear priorities. Start your day by identifying your top 3 tasks. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would it be? This simple question brings clarity. Eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and use website blockers if necessary. Protect your environment from interruptions. Work in time blocks. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method. Focus intensely for 25 to 50 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Create a focus ritual. Start each session with a short routine like deep breathing, stretching, or repeating a focus mantra to train your brain to enter work mode. Rest your mind. Just as muscles need recovery, your mind needs rest. Take short breaks, go for a walk, or spend time in nature. Practice mindfulness daily. Spend a few minutes each day simply observing your breath or surroundings. This builds mental awareness and reduces wandering thoughts. Say no more often. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your dreams. Be intentional about how you spend your attention. Actionable steps recap. Define your top 3 priorities daily. Eliminate or limit distractions, especially digital ones. Protect your environment from interruptions. Work in time blocks. Train mindfulness through simple breathing exercises. Take mindful breaks to recharge your focus. Learn to say no to protect your mental space. Final thought? Focus is not something you find, it is something you build. It requires daily practice, discipline, and intention. When you master the discipline of focus, you take control of your time, your energy, and your results. In a distracted world, focus is a superpower, and it belongs to those who are willing to train it.
Chapter 3. Building Consistency, the habit that changes everything. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Consistency is the invisible thread that connects effort to achievement, dreams to reality, and intentions to outcomes. It is not glamorous, and it often goes unnoticed, but it is the single most important factor that separates those who wish from those who win. You can have the best plan, the greatest ambition, or the strongest motivation, but without consistency, none of it lasts. The truth is, motivation gets you started, but consistency keeps you going. It turns fleeting moments of inspiration into lasting habits and transforms small daily actions into lifelong change. Think about the most successful people in any field: athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, or artists. What truly defines them is not just their talent, but their ability to show up day after day, whether they feel like it or not. Talent opens the door, but consistency keeps it open. The power of small daily efforts. There's a saying, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. That is the secret to mastery. Success rarely happens overnight. It's built one brick, one action, one decision at a time. Imagine 2 people who both want to get fit. One person works out intensely for 2 weeks, then gives up. The other person works out moderately but consistently for 6 months. The second person will always see better results because consistency compounds over time. The same principle applies to every area of life: health, learning, relationships, or career. The key isn't perfection, it's persistence. The human brain thrives on routine. Each time you repeat a positive action, you strengthen neural pathways that make it easier to repeat the behavior next time. This is how habits are formed, not through big, dramatic changes, but through steady repetition. Consistency doesn't demand perfection. You don't have to be the best every day. You just have to show up.
the science behind consistency. Behavioral science calls this the compound effect, the idea that small, smart choices made consistently lead to significant results over time. When you perform a positive behavior regularly, it becomes part of your identity. For example, if you run every morning, you no longer just go for a run, you become a runner. When you read daily, you become a reader. When you save money every month, you become financially disciplined. Consistency shapes who you are. According to research from the European Journal of Social Psychology, it takes an average of 66 days for a new habit to become automatic. The key is not intensity, it's repetition. Missing 1 or 2 days won't ruin your progress, but giving up after a setback will. Consistency is also linked to dopamine regulation, the brain's reward system. When you repeatedly complete small goals, your brain releases dopamine, which makes you feel accomplished and motivated to continue. That's why tracking progress through journals, apps, or checklists helps reinforce consistency. Each checkmark signals success, strengthening your commitment to the process. Why consistency is so hard? If consistency is so powerful, why do so many people struggle to maintain it? The reason is simple. We confuse excitement with commitment. Excitement is temporary, commitment is long-term. When we start something new, like a fitness plan, business idea, or morning routine, we feel inspired and energized. But when motivation fades, most people stop. True consistency begins the moment motivation disappears. Consistency requires discipline, not desire. It demands that you keep showing up on the days you're tired, distracted, or unmotivated. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Another challenge is the all-or-nothing mindset. Many people think, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. But perfection is the enemy of progress. Consistency doesn't mean doing it perfectly. It means doing it regularly. Even a small effort repeated daily is far more powerful than occasional perfection. How to build consistency. Building consistency is not about willpower alone. It's about designing your environment, mindset, and habits to support regular action. Here's how you can build unshakable consistency. 1. Start small. Begin with goals so simple that they are hard to skip. Want to start reading daily? Begin with 5 pages. Want to exercise? Commit to 10 minutes a day. Starting small removes resistance and builds momentum. Once the habit is established, you can expand it naturally. 2. Create a routine. Link your new habit to an existing routine. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll meditate for 5 minutes. Or, after breakfast, I'll write in my journal. This technique, known as habit stacking, helps your brain associate the new behavior with an existing one, making it easier to remember. 3. Track your progress. Write it down. Whether it's a habit tracker, checklist, or journal, track your actions daily. Seeing your progress visually reinforces your effort and keeps you motivated to continue. 4. Embrace the boring days. The most important days for consistency are the boring ones, the days you don't want to do it. These are the days that build strength. Anyone can act when they're motivated. Champions act even when they're not. 5. Forgive setbacks quickly. Perfectionism destroys consistency. Missing 1 day is normal. Missing 2 is a warning. The goal is not to avoid mistakes, it's to bounce back immediately. Don't let one missed day become a lost week. 6. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledging small victories keeps motivation alive. Each completed habit is proof that you're becoming the person you aspire to be. Celebrate progress, not perfection. 7. Focus on identity, not outcome. Don't focus only on the result, I want to lose 10 pounds. Focus on becoming the kind of person who does the action. I am someone who exercises daily. When consistency becomes part of your identity, it no longer feels like effort. It feels natural. Real-life examples of consistency. Consider Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes in history. Her talent is undeniable, but what truly made her a legend was her consistency, practicing relentlessly, refining small details, and showing up day after day, year after year. Or think of Stephen King, who has written over 60 novels. When asked about his writing process, he said, "I write every day, even on Christmas." His success didn't come from sudden bursts of creativity. It came from the daily discipline of writing, even when inspiration was absent. Even in business, Warren Buffett attributes his success to consistent, disciplined investing over decades. He once said, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." That is the quiet strength of consistency. It builds invisible momentum until results become undeniable. Consistency and self-discipline. Consistency and discipline are two sides of the same coin. Discipline gives you the structure. Consistency gives you the rhythm. Discipline is the decision to act. Consistency is the follow-through that makes that decision meaningful. Each day you show up, you reinforce discipline. Each time you stay consistent, you build confidence. Over time, this cycle transforms not only your habits, but your mindset. You begin to trust yourself, to believe that when you say you'll do something, you will. That self-trust is the foundation of success. How to stay consistent when life gets hard. There will be days when life feels chaotic, when stress, fatigue, or unexpected challenges threaten your routine. The key is adaptability. Instead of giving up, scale down. If you don't have an hour to exercise, move for 10 minutes. If you can't read a full chapter, read one page. Consistency isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about not breaking the chain. And finally, reconnect regularly with your why. When your purpose is strong, persistence follows naturally. Remind yourself why you started and what you're building toward. Consistency without meaning feels like a chore, but consistency fueled by purpose feels like growth. Actionable steps recap. Start small, begin with easy, repeatable actions, build routines, attach new habits to existing ones, track your progress, use a journal or tracker daily, embrace the boring days, show up even when motivation fades, forgive setbacks quickly, perfectionism destroys consistency, celebrate small wins, acknowledge each small win, focus on identity, become the kind of person who stays consistent, stay adaptable, scale down but never stop, seek accountability, share your journey with others, reconnect with purpose, know why you're doing it. Final thought, consistency is not built in a day, it is built day.
Chapter 4. Overcoming Procrastination, Turning Intentions into Action. Procrastination is the silent thief of dreams. It doesn't destroy your goals overnight. It does so slowly, quietly, and consistently by convincing you to delay the work that matters most. You tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," but tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes never. The tragedy of procrastination isn't just lost time, it's lost potential. Every minute spent hesitating is a minute that could have been used to grow, create, or improve your life. And while everyone procrastinates sometimes, those who learn to conquer it build the bridge between intention and achievement. Procrastination is not laziness. It's the struggle between your present self and your future self. Your present self seeks comfort. Your future self seeks progress. When you procrastinate, comfort wins. But when you take action, your future self begins to thrive. Understanding the psychology of procrastination. To overcome procrastination, you must first understand it. Psychologists describe procrastination as a form of short-term mood repair. It happens when we avoid a task not because it's hard, but because it triggers uncomfortable emotions like fear of failure, boredom, anxiety, or self-doubt. For example, you delay studying because it reminds you of pressure.
You avoid writing that report because it might not be perfect. You postpone your fitness plan because you fear disappointment. In each case, procrastination offers temporary relief, but it costs long-term progress. It's like taking a painkiller instead of curing the disease. You feel better for the moment, but the real problem remains. The brain seeks instant gratification. Tasks that feel rewarding now, like checking messages, scrolling social media, or watching videos, release dopamine quickly. Important tasks, on the other hand, often delay gratification, which makes them harder to start. To beat procrastination, you must retrain your brain to find satisfaction in progress, not just in comfort. The high cost of delay. Every time you procrastinate, you teach your mind that avoidance is acceptable. You may not notice it today, but over time, procrastination becomes a habit, a pattern that erodes confidence, discipline, and self-respect. Consider this. When you promise yourself that you'll do something and then don't, your subconscious learns that your words mean nothing. You lose trust in yourself. But when you follow through, even on small promises, you strengthen your self-belief. Each act of discipline says, "I can rely on me." The cost of procrastination isn't just time, it's the emotional burden of regret. Many people look back and wish they had started earlier, tried harder, or stayed consistent. You can't change the past, but you can choose to act today and prevent that regret from repeating tomorrow. Why we procrastinate. There are four main psychological reasons why people procrastinate: fear of failure, perfectionism, overwhelm, lack of clarity. Your fear of failure, you delay tasks because you worry about making mistakes or not meeting expectations. Perfectionism, you wait for the perfect moment or perfect plan that never comes. Overwhelm, you feel so burdened by the size of a task that you don't know where to start. Lack of clarity, you're not sure what to do next, so you avoid starting altogether. Each of these can be overcome with awareness and action. The first step to breaking the habit is recognizing what's really holding you back. The 5-minute rule, starting small. The hardest part of any task is starting. Once you begin, momentum takes over. That's where the 5-minute rule comes in. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. It sounds simple, but it works. Your brain resists big, complex goals, but accepts small ones easily. When you tell yourself, "I'll just start for 5 minutes," you bypass mental resistance. And often, once you begin, you find it easier to keep going. The key to overcoming procrastination isn't forcing yourself to do everything right away. It's convincing yourself to start. The power of action over motivation. Most people wait for motivation before taking action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Action doesn't follow motivation. Motivation follows action. When you start doing the work, your brain releases dopamine as a reward, reinforcing your behavior. Each small action fuels the next one. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder. The first push takes effort, but once it's rolling, momentum makes it easier to keep moving. Every small step creates the next. Breaking big tasks into small steps. One reason procrastination thrives is because the brain gets intimidated by big, vague goals. Write a book feels overwhelming, but write one paragraph today feels doable. Break your goals into small, clear, actionable steps. Instead of saying, "I'll get in shape," say, "I'll go for a 15-minute walk today. I'll drink more water. I'll cook one healthy meal." Each step builds momentum, and small wins build confidence. Over time, small actions multiply into major achievements. Designing an anti-procrastination environment. Your environment silently shapes your behavior. If your phone is within reach, distractions are just one notification away. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind mirrors that chaos. Design your surroundings to support focus and discipline. Keep your workspace clean and organized. Turn off non-essential notifications. Use tools like focus mode or website blockers. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, quotes, vision boards, or affirmations. When your environment supports your goals, willpower becomes less necessary. You act naturally because your surroundings encourage it. Overcoming perfectionism. Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. It makes you wait until everything feels just right before you start, but just right never arrives. Progress will always be messy in the beginning. Every master was once a beginner who allowed themselves to learn through imperfection. Remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Done is better than perfect. The goal is progress, not perfection. Action refines your skill. Hesitation kills it. The role of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and results. When you discipline your mind to act despite discomfort, procrastination loses its power. Discipline is built through repetition, by consistently doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Start viewing discipline not as punishment, but as empowerment. Each time you take action instead of delaying, you prove that you are stronger than your excuses. Real-life examples. Take J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter while struggling financially and raising a child. She didn't wait for perfect circumstances. She wrote whenever and wherever she could, even in cafes. Or Elon Musk, managing multiple billion-dollar companies, known for working in intense, focused intervals. He breaks massive goals into small, actionable chunks, prioritizing progress over perfection. Every successful person you admire has battled procrastination, but they won because they chose action over hesitation. How to turn intentions into action. Here's a simple science-backed framework to transform procrastination into productivity. Identify your trigger. Recognize when you're avoiding a task and why. Is it fear, boredom, uncertainty? Awareness is the first step. Use the 5-minute rule. Commit to 5 minutes of action. Often, you'll continue far beyond that. Break it down. Divide big goals into small, clear steps. Clarity reduces fear. Schedule your work. Set a specific time and place for each task. What gets scheduled gets done. Remove distractions. Create an environment that supports focus. Reward yourself. Celebrate small wins. Dopamine rewards reinforce the habit. Reflect and adjust. At the end of the day, review what worked and what didn't. Adjust your approach for tomorrow. Actionable steps recap. Identify why you procrastinate: emotions, fear, or perfectionism. Apply the 5-minute rule. Start small to overcome resistance. Break large goals into clear, manageable tasks. Create a focused, distraction-free workspace. Replace perfectionism with progress. Take action even without motivation. Action breeds motivation. Reward progress to build momentum. Reflect daily to refine your consistency. Final thought. Procrastination whispers, "You have time." Discipline replies, "Your time is now." Every time you choose to act instead of delay, you take back control of your life. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve lies in this single decision: to start, even when it's hard. The future you want is waiting on the other side of action. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. The only perfect time is now. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Start doing. Because every moment you delay your purpose, someone else is living theirs. Chapter 5. Mind over Mood. Mastering your thoughts and emotions. Your mind is the battlefield where success is won or lost. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you feel, and every decision you make is interconnected. If you cannot manage your thoughts and emotions, you surrender control of your life to circumstance, people, and fleeting feelings. Mastery over your mind and mood is not a luxury. It is essential for achievement, fulfillment, and lasting happiness. Emotions are powerful, but they are not meant to control you. You have the ability to observe, interpret, and respond rather than react impulsively. Mastery begins with awareness, understanding that your emotions are signals, not commands. Every anger, frustration, doubt, or anxiety is an invitation to pause, reflect, and choose your response consciously. Those who succeed consistently do not ignore their emotions, they harness them. The science of thoughts and emotions. Neuroscience reveals a fascinating truth. Your thoughts directly shape your emotions, which in turn influence your behavior. Cognitive psychologists describe this as the cognitive emotional loop, the idea that what you think affects what you feel, and what you feel drives what you do. Negative thoughts lead to negative emotions, which result in counterproductive actions. Positive thoughts foster constructive emotions and empowering behaviors. Your brain is wired to focus on threats and challenges, a survival mechanism from our evolutionary past. While this once protected us from predators, today it often keeps us trapped in cycles of worry, self-doubt, and fear. The mind magnifies problems and overlooks solutions unless trained to do otherwise. This is why emotional discipline is a learned skill, not an innate talent. Practicing emotional awareness strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for reasoning, decision-making, and self-control. The more you consciously observe your thoughts and choose your emotional response, the stronger this executive control becomes. Over time, you develop resilience, clarity, and the ability to respond rather than react. The cost of emotional reactivity. Consider this. How often do we allow mood swings or impulsive emotions to dictate decisions? A harsh word spoken in anger can harm relationships. A hasty financial choice made in fear or excitement can create long-term consequences. Even minor decisions, like skipping a workout because of laziness or indulging in unhealthy habits due to stress, accumulate, shaping your life silently. When emotions control you, your thoughts scatter, energy diminishes, and focus fades. Stress, anxiety, and negativity consume your mental bandwidth, leaving little room for growth or productivity. Emotional reactivity is like driving a car with your eyes closed. You are moving, but you have no direction. The power of emotional awareness. The first step to mastery is awareness. Observe your emotions without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What triggered this emotion? How is this feeling affecting my thoughts and actions? This pause, this small moment of mindfulness, breaks the automatic chain of reaction. You separate the stimulus from your response. Awareness alone doesn't eliminate emotion, but it gives you the power to choose your response. Psychologist Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, emphasizes that awareness of one's emotions is the foundation of emotional intelligence, or EQ. High EQ individuals recognize their feelings, understand their sources, and manage them effectively. They can maintain calm under pressure, communicate clearly, and make decisions without being hijacked by mood swings. Thought control, the foundation of emotional mastery. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Recurrent negative thinking creates emotional patterns that lead to stress, doubt, and procrastination. Conversely, deliberate positive thinking fosters confidence, focus, and resilience. You cannot always control what happens, but you can control your interpretation. For example, Scenario 1. You fail at a project. You think, I'm terrible at this. Emotion, frustration, and defeat. Result, you quit or delay further action. Scenario 2. Same failure. You think, I learned something important and can improve next time. Emotion, determination. Result, corrective action, growth, and progress. The difference lies not in the event, but in your mindset. Training your thoughts to see opportunities instead of obstacles changes your emotional landscape and empowers you to act constructively. The role of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present, observing thoughts and emotions without attachment or judgment. Meditation strengthens this skill, creating a buffer between stimulus and response. Research shows that regular mindfulness practice reduces stress, improves focus, enhances emotional regulation, and even alters brain structure to support calm, clarity, and resilience. Even 10 minutes a day of mindful breathing can increase your ability to pause before reacting. Over time, this translates into emotional control across all areas of life: work, relationships, health, and personal growth. Managing negative emotions. Emotions are unavoidable, but they do not have to control you. Consider these strategies. Label the emotion. Simply naming it, anger, fear, jealousy, reduces its intensity. The brain recognizes the label and begins to regulate the response. Ask why. Identify the root cause. Are you reacting to an actual threat or to a perceived one? Understanding the source shifts perspective. Reframe the situation. Look for lessons or opportunities. Negative events often carry hidden insights. Take action. Channel emotion into productive behavior. Anger can become motivation. Anxiety can become preparation. Sadness can inspire reflection and change. Emotional mastery in relationships. Your emotions don't exist in isolation. They ripple out and affect everyone around you. Emotional mastery improves communication, empathy, and trust. By responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, you build respect and credibility. Consider a workplace scenario. A colleague criticizes your idea. Reacting in anger escalates conflict. Responding calmly and thoughtfully preserves professionalism and allows for constructive dialogue. Emotional mastery allows you to maintain composure, foster collaboration, and build influence. Similarly, in personal relationships, managing emotions prevents unnecessary arguments, reduces misunderstandings, and strengthens bonds. Mastery isn't suppressing feelings, it's expressing them effectively with awareness and intention. Tools to strengthen emotional discipline. Pause before responding. Count to 10, breathe deeply, or take a short walk. This simple habit prevents impulsive reactions. Journal your thoughts. Writing allows you to externalize emotions, clarify thinking, and reduce internal tension. Practice gratitude. Focusing on positive aspects of life shifts emotional tone and reduces negativity. Visualize desired reactions. Mentally rehearse responding calmly and constructively to triggering situations. Seek perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, month, or year? Most triggers are temporary. Affirm your control. Repeat statements like, I control my actions, not my emotions, to reinforce self-mastery. Final thought. Mastering your mind and mood is the ultimate form of empowerment. Your thoughts create your emotions drive your actions shape your life. By cultivating awareness, control, and intentional responses, you step out of reaction and into creation. Every time you choose calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and action over despair, you strengthen the most powerful tool you will ever own, your mind. Remember, you are not a victim of your emotions. You are the master of them. Control your mind. Control your life.
Chapter 6. The Power of Routine. Structure that creates freedom. Structure is often mistaken for restriction. Many see routines as monotonous schedules that limit creativity, spontaneity, or freedom. But in reality, routine is the foundation of freedom. It is the invisible architecture of a productive, fulfilled life. When your day is guided by intentional habits and organized actions, you create the space to pursue your passions, achieve goals, and live intentionally. Think of routine as the scaffolding of a building. Without it, even the most beautiful structure will collapse. With it, you gain stability, support, and strength to reach greater heights. Routine is not about being rigid, it's about designing your life in alignment with your purpose. It gives you clarity, reduces decision fatigue, and frees mental energy for what truly matters. Why routine matters. Our brains are wired for efficiency.
Every decision we make consumes mental energy. This is called decision fatigue. When you rely on ad hoc choices throughout the day, what to eat, what task to do next, when to exercise, you drain your willpower and focus. Routine conserves energy by automating important actions. High performers understand this principle intuitively. By creating consistent habits and schedules, they reduce mental clutter and preserve their energy for high-priority tasks. Consider Benjamin Franklin, who famously structured every hour of his day, or modern leaders like Jeff Bezos, who prioritize routine to manage complex responsibilities. The freedom they enjoy is not chaos, it is structured freedom. The psychology behind routine. Habits are the backbone of routine. Neuroscience tells us that repetitive behaviors strengthen neural pathways, making actions automatic over time. When a task becomes habitual, it requires less conscious effort, freeing your mind for more complex or creative work. Routine also provides a sense of control and stability. In moments of uncertainty or stress, having predictable structures, morning rituals, work sequences, exercise, or planning anchors your day. This stability reduces anxiety, boosts confidence, and allows you to act rather than react. Routine versus rigidity. Some fear that routine stifles spontaneity or joy, but the opposite is true. A well-designed routine actually enhances flexibility. By automating essentials, exercise, planning, work focus, you create mental space to be creative, spontaneous, and present. The structure eliminates unnecessary decisions, leaving room for meaningful choices. Routine is not about doing the same thing mindlessly every day. It is about prioritizing high-impact actions consistently while leaving space for creativity, exploration, and growth. It transforms life from chaos into clarity without reducing joy. Designing your routine. The power of routine lies in intention. An unplanned day leads to reactive behaviors, scattered focus, and wasted energy. A well-crafted routine guides you toward your priorities with minimal friction. Here's how to design a routine that creates freedom. 1. Start with core anchors. Identify the non-negotiable elements of your day: morning rituals, exercise, work blocks, meals, and sleep. These are anchors that provide stability. Morning rituals energize your mind and body. Exercise maintains physical and mental health. Dedicated work periods enhance productivity. Evening routines prepare you for rest and recovery. 2. Prioritize high-impact tasks. Use routines to protect your most important work. Allocate time for tasks that directly advance your goals and minimize distractions. For example, schedule creative work or strategic planning during peak focus hours. 3. Sequence wisely. The order of tasks matters. Begin the day with activities that set tone and momentum. Most successful routines start with morning rituals, followed by focused work blocks, intentional breaks, and evening reflection. 4. Include rest and recovery. Routine is not just about action, it is about energy management. Include time for rest, mindfulness, and reflection. Structured downtime rejuvenates the mind and body, allowing you to perform at your best consistently. 5. Flexibility within structure. Life is unpredictable. Build optionality into your routine. For example, if a meeting runs long, adjust work blocks. Flexibility ensures the routine serves you, not the other way around. 6. Review and refine. A routine is never static. Regularly assess what works and what doesn't. Reflect on your productivity, energy levels, and emotional state. Refine your routine to align with evolving goals and circumstances. The science of routines and success. Research consistently shows that individuals with structured routines are more productive, healthier, and resilient. A study in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that employees who followed consistent daily routines experienced lower stress and higher performance. Routines also regulate circadian rhythms, our biological clocks, which improve sleep, energy, and cognitive function. Morning routines, for example, leverage peak cortisol levels to enhance alertness, focus, and mood. Evening routines prepare the body for restorative sleep, critical for learning, memory, and emotional stability. The role of habit stacking. One of the most effective strategies for building a routine is habit stacking, linking a new habit to an existing one. This reduces resistance and automates behavior. Examples: after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 10 minutes. After lunch, I will take a 15-minute walk. After checking emails, I will write down my top 3 priorities for the day. Over time, habit stacking turns intentions into automatic actions, solidifying routines without relying on willpower alone. Real-life examples of structured freedom. Tony Robbins meticulously plans his day with morning rituals, focused work blocks, and intentional breaks, allowing him to operate at peak energy while managing global enterprises. Richard Branson structures his routine around physical activity and family time, ensuring that work does not dominate life. His routine maximizes both productivity and personal fulfillment. Marie Kondo, the organizational expert, emphasizes daily tidying rituals to maintain clarity and reduce mental clutter, demonstrating how structure creates mental freedom. These individuals illustrate that routine is not restriction, it is a platform for mastery and expansion. Emotional and mental benefits of routine. Routine is not just about productivity, it also nurtures emotional resilience, reduces anxiety. Predictable schedules create certainty in an uncertain world, enhances focus. Automation of low-priority tasks frees mental energy for strategic work, strengthens self-discipline. Daily repetition reinforces consistency and self-control, boosts confidence. Completing tasks reliably builds trust in yourself and your capabilities. A consistent routine turns your day into a reliable engine for progress rather than a chaotic battlefield of choices. Actionable steps recap. Identify your core anchors: morning rituals, exercise, work, meals, and sleep. Prioritize high-impact tasks and schedule them during peak focus periods. Sequence your day intentionally. Start with momentum-building actions. Include rest and recovery to maintain long-term energy. Build flexibility within structure to adapt to life's unpredictability. Use habit stacking to turn intentions into automatic actions. Review and refine your routine regularly for maximum effectiveness. Protect your routine from distractions. Use boundaries, schedules, and focus techniques. Align your routine with your goals, values, and long-term vision. Treat your routine as a tool for freedom, not restriction. Final thought. Routine is the paradoxical key to freedom. The more structured your day, the more control you have over your life. The more intentional your habits, the more mental space you create for creativity, joy, and meaningful work. Structure does not limit your life, it amplifies it. Discipline opens doors that chaos closes. By mastering your routine, you unlock time, energy, and focus, the true currencies of a fulfilled and successful life. The routines you create today lay the foundation for the freedom, impact, and legacy you will enjoy tomorrow. Chapter 7. The Art of Focus. How to concentrate deeply in a distracted world. In today's world, distraction is everywhere. Every notification, email, social media update, or message competes for your attention, fragmenting your mind and scattering your energy. Yet focus, the ability to concentrate deeply on what matters, is the single most valuable skill for success. Without focus, talent, knowledge, and ambition become wasted potential. With focus, even ordinary abilities can produce extraordinary results. Focus is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's not about doing more tasks, it's about doing the right tasks with undivided attention. Mastering focus is the art of controlling your mind, channeling your energy, and achieving more in less time. The science of focus. Neuroscience shows that the brain has a limited capacity for attention. Multitasking is a myth. Switching between tasks reduces productivity, increases errors, and exhausts your mental energy. Each time you shift attention, your brain experiences a switching cost, meaning you lose time, energy, and clarity. Deep work, a term popularized by Cal Newport, refers to focused, uninterrupted work on cognitively demanding tasks. Studies show that individuals who practice deep work produce higher quality results in less time. Focus allows the brain to enter a state of flow, where time seems to disappear, creativity surges, and performance peaks. The cost of distraction. Distraction is more than just lost time, it is lost potential. Constant interruptions prevent mastery, hinder progress, and weaken your self-discipline. Consider this: a single distracted day may feel minor, but repeated over weeks and months, it accumulates into years of lost opportunity. Distractions also increase stress. Your brain craves closure, so unfinished tasks and interrupted attention create mental tension. Social media and constant notifications amplify this by demanding immediate responses, keeping your mind in a perpetual state of reactivity rather than creativity. Why focus is a superpower. Those who master focus operate differently. They accomplish more in less time. Focus amplifies efficiency and productivity. They achieve mastery. Deep, uninterrupted practice is essential for skill development. They experience clarity and calm. Focus reduces mental clutter and anxiety. They make better decisions. Attention directs insight, judgment, and strategy. Focus is a superpower because it turns distractions into tools rather than obstacles. It is not about avoiding the world. It is about commanding your mind to align with your purpose. The psychology of focus. Focus requires self-discipline and emotional control. The brain is naturally drawn to novelty and immediate rewards. Notifications, social media, and entertainment provide instant dopamine hits, while challenging tasks require delayed gratification. To master focus, you must train your mind to resist short-term temptations in pursuit of long-term goals. Mindfulness and self-awareness are critical. Recognize when your attention drifts, observe the trigger without judgment, and gently redirect your focus. This strengthens your cognitive control, allowing you to maintain concentration even in a distracting environment. Creating a focus-friendly environment. Your environment profoundly influences your ability to concentrate. Focus is easier when external distractions are minimized and essential tools are within reach. Declutter your workspace. Clear unnecessary items to reduce visual noise. Control digital distractions. Turn off notifications, use focus mode, or block distracting apps. Designate a focus space. Create a physical or mental zone for deep work. Use ambient cues. Certain music, lighting, or scents can enhance concentration. A focus-friendly environment reduces the cognitive load required to resist distractions, allowing attention to flow naturally toward meaningful work. Techniques to strengthen focus. The Pomodoro technique. Work in 25 to 50-minute intervals, followed by a 5 to 10-minute break. This balances intense focus with mental recovery. Single tasking. Commit to one task at a time. Resist multitasking. It is a productivity killer. Time blocking. Allocate specific hours for different activities. Protect these blocks fiercely. Mindfulness meditation. Even 10 minutes a day strengthens your ability to maintain attention. Eliminate low-value tasks. Focus only on actions that advance your goals. Flow, the peak state of focus. Flow is the mental state where your concentration, creativity, and performance reach their peak. In flow, challenges match your skills, distractions fade, and time becomes irrelevant. Flow is not accidental, it is cultivated through deliberate practice and focus. To enter flow, choose tasks that are challenging but achievable. Minimize distractions. Set clear goals for the session. Engage fully, not partially. Flow transforms work from a chore into a source of energy, joy, and fulfillment. It is the ultimate reward of mastering focus. Building long-term focus. Focus is a muscle that grows stronger with consistent practice. Start small. Begin with short periods of undistracted work, gradually increasing duration. Track attention lapses and progress. Reward yourself for successful deep work sessions. Consistency is key. Over weeks and months, your ability to focus becomes automatic. Your productivity multiplies, and your mind becomes disciplined. Real-life examples of focused mastery. Elon Musk divides his day into strict time blocks, dedicating uninterrupted hours to complex problem-solving for Tesla and SpaceX. Warren Buffett spends the majority of his day reading and thinking, limiting distractions and focusing on high-value decisions. Serena Williams trains with complete mental presence, isolating her focus to refine technique and strategy. All these examples demonstrate that deep focus, not talent alone, drives extraordinary achievement. Focus in daily life and relationships. Focus is not only about work, it transforms daily life. Listening attentively strengthens relationships. Fully engaging in tasks reduces stress and improves results. Prioritizing important actions prevents wasted energy on trivial matters. When you focus your attention on what truly matters, you reclaim control over your life and amplify your impact. Actionable steps recap. Identify your top priorities and focus exclusively on them. Minimize distractions, physical, digital, and mental. Use time blocking to structure deep work sessions. Practice Pomodoro intervals to balance focus and recovery. Engage in mindfulness meditation to strengthen attention. Enter flow by aligning challenge and skill level. Track and measure your focus sessions to refine habits. Eliminate low-value tasks and commitments. Focus intentionally in personal interactions for stronger relationships. Treat focus as a muscle. Train it daily and watch your life transform. Focus is not a skill, it is a lifestyle. Every distraction you resist, every moment of deep work, and every fully engaged action compounds over time. Focus transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely, invest it intentionally, and watch your life grow richer than you ever imagined. When you master focus, you reclaim control over your mind, your time, and your destiny. The world may be noisy, chaotic, and distracting, but your ability to concentrate deeply turns every challenge into an opportunity and every action into meaningful progress.